Yeah, look, it's a good question because it's not an easy one. There's a lot of fund managers out there, and each has their own selling point that they think is a competitive advantage. So, from our perspective, there's really three things that we're looking at. One is, what is your sustainable edge? So if I'm going to allocate to you, I want to know why you're better than everyone else. I want to know that edge that you're getting, and whether that might be, a great analysis at the macro level, whether that might be fantastic bottom-up stock selection, it might be risk management. There's a number of factors that can play into that, but you've got to have a sustainable edge to really get that allocation. The second thing is you've got to understand risk, and I think this is probably one of the biggest things, particularly in the long-only world. And we've had a pretty significant bull market now, since the GFC. You've got to have an appreciation for risk, and if things do go wrong, how do you handle that? And it's as you can get from as basic as, if I do my analysis and the stock goes down, do I cut my position to reduce my risk, or do I believe in myself and add risk to that? Now, there's no right or wrong answer there, but someone's got to have their answer. They've got to know what they're going to do. So risk management is the second key point. And the third thing, and this plays a little bit into track record, is you've got to prove that you can consistently do that throughout the market cycle. So it's easy for people to tell you what they'll do, but you want to see some evidence that you have had a sustainable edge and you've acted on it and benefited from it. And you want to see some evidence that you have got a solid risk management structure in place, and you've been consistent and you've been disciplined with risk. So I think they're the three things that we really look for in a manager. Look, as much as people don't like key man risk, or they say they don't like key man risk, at the end of the day, a lot of investing is about what's between someone's ears, and you are investing in the intelligence of that individual and what they bring to the table. Now, if you've got 2, 3, 4, 5 very intelligent individuals, then that's even better. So I think the key person, the team, and the quality of that team is extremely important, because that is what's going to come up with the ideas, and that's what's going to actually make you money. In saying that, the process is equally important, because the process gives you a framework to give you that consistency. So without a risk management framework, without an investment framework, you can't have the consistency, and you can't be able to demonstrate over a longer period of time. So I don't think one overshadows the other. I think they work in unison, and you need to have the key people who are disciplined enough to follow the framework. And that's often the hardest thing, because we do have a lot of egos. When people are given money to manage, and when people have made good calls, you can fall in the trap of thinking you're right. The very best investment managers understand that, they're confident, but they operate within their framework, and they're humble enough to say, look, the market's stronger and better than I am, and therefore I've got to stick to my process. So it's a mixture of both.